So let's start to the final and the last video of this course last tutorial of this course. This is week 12. So the mostly in the previous 2 weeks, sir mostly give the questions regarding creation and annihilation operators. So what is these? First I have to go to this one and then we will go to the our this lectures question. So what is creation operator and annihilation operator? I think you most of uh, have done this in the quantum mechanics, basic quantum mechanics course, and basically these are some mathematical operators that have widespread application in quantum mechanics, notably in the study of quantum harmonic oscillator. Okay, so and the many particle system also we use this creation and annihilation operator. Okay, so an annihilation operator usually denoted with this a cap. Okay, uh, and lower the number of particles in the given state. This is annihilation operator. And what it does, it lowers the number of particles in a given state. Okay, so given state by 1. Okay, so a creation operator is denoted by a dagger, and it this is called creation operator. And what it does, it increase the number of particle by 1. Okay, so and this and they are adjoint of the annihilation operator. They are also adjoint to each other. What it adjoint means, in many subfields of the physics and chemistry, the use of these operators instead of wave function is known as second quantization. They were introduced by Paul Dirac. Okay, so creation and annihilation operators can act on a state of various type of particles. For example, in quantum chemistry, if you see, and the many body theory, the creation and annihilation operator often act on electron state. Okay, electron state they can work on, and they can also refer especially to the ladder operator. What is this? It is called ladder operator also. Ladder operators, this is uh, used for quantum harmonic oscillator. Okay, so in the latter case, the raising operator is interpreted as a creation operator, adding a quantum of energy to the oscillator system. Okay, similarly the lowering operator decreases the quantum of the energy to the oscillator system. Okay, so they can be used to represent phonons also. So constructing Hamiltonians using these operators has the advantage that the theory automatically satisfies the cluster decomposition theorem. Okay, so the mathematics of the creation and annihilation operator for boson is the same as the ladder operator of the quantum harmonic oscillator. For example, the commutator of the creation and annihilation operator that are associated with the same boson state equals 1, while all other commutators vanishes. So however, for fermions the mathematics is different, involving anti-commutators instead of commutators. Okay, so let's come to the ladder operators in harmonic oscillator. Okay, so in this contains the quantum harmonic oscillator 1. So for the quantum harmonic oscillator, you can write the Hamiltonian like 2m d2 over dx square plus half m omega square x square, and these are operated on psi x. Okay, so make coordinate substitution to the non-dimensionalize. The differential equation is x is equal to, we consider h cross by m omega into q. This is the generalized coordinate. So the Schrodinger equation for the oscillator, for this oscillator becomes this will h cross omega y2 minus d square by dq square plus q square psi function of q. It will be equal to e psi x, sorry, psi q. Okay, so the quantity h cross omega denotes the h mu. Okay, so is the same energy at the found for the light quanta, and that the parenthesis in the Hamiltonian can be written as minus d square by dq square plus q square equal to minus d over dq plus q and minus d over dq minus q. Sorry, this will be also plus, and then the latter term will come d over dq into q minus q d over dq. Okay, so this last two terms, which is this can be simplified by considering the effect on the arterial differential function, that is f of q. So this d over dq, q minus q d over dq, it if we consider a function f of q, this will give d over dq q f of q minus q df of q by dq, and this will be equal to f of q. Okay, so it means this will be equal to 1. So this coinciding with the usual canonical commutation relation, that is minus I p and q, sorry, q and p, this will be equal to 1. Okay, so in this position space representation, this p will be equal to minus I d over dq. Okay, so therefore let this minus d over dq which we consider, this will be equal to, and the Schrodinger equation combining oscillator becomes with substitution of the arrangement of the factor 1 by 2. So we can define this q by 1 by root 2 minus d over dq plus q, and plus 1 by root 2 and d over dq plus q, and plus 1 by 2 into psi of q equal to e psi of q. Okay, so from here you can consider this a dagger is equal to 1 by root 2 minus d over dq plus q, and this is known as creation operator or raising operator. Okay, so similarly a you can write 1 by root 2 d over dq plus q, and this is known as annihilation operator or the lowering operator. Okay, so substituting this a and a dagger in this Hamiltonian, you can write this h cross omega a dagger a plus half psi of q is equal to e psi of q. Okay, so this is significantly simpler than the original form of this Hamiltonian. Okay, so further simplification of this one equation involves one the derive all the properties of listed above. So momentum operator q and p, this commutator has the I value, right? So you can solve this commutator relation to the I. Similarly, this a you can write in terms of q and p by 1 by root 2 q plus ip, and a dagger you can write equal to 1 by root 2 q minus ip. Okay, so if you commute this a and a dagger, how can you calculate? So this will be equal to 1 by 2, or just write as it is 1 by root 2 q plus ip and 1 by root 2 q minus ip. So from the commutative properties you can come out this one and multiply. So it will be 1 by 2 q plus ip and q minus ip. Okay, so again, if you know the commutative property, like if you have a plus b comma c, then you can write a comma c plus b comma c. Okay, so from this, using this property, you can write here, first we open this one, then we open this one. So this will be q and q minus ip plus IP and Q minus IP. Okay, again you will open 1 by 2. So this will be commutative Q and Q plus Q minus IP, then again plus IP Q and plus IP and minus IP. Okay, the same commutative relation gives you the 0. Okay, and this will give you 1 by 2. This I will come outside from this one. Okay, and Q and P will give you again, sorry, Q and P, and this will give you plus I outside P and Q, and this will be minus, right? So 1 by 2, this will be the P and Q will be, Q and P will be I, right? And plus I, and P and Q will give you minus I, because QP is equal to minus of PQ by this property. So from here you will find 1 by 2 multiplied by minus I square will be plus, so this will be plus 2, right? And this will cancel out and 1, so A dagger will give you 1, right? So this is the commutative relation of this ladder operator, and this ladder operator A and A dagger may be contrasted to the normal operator. Okay, so which commutate with their adjoints. So using the commutational relation of this one, the Hamiltonian operator can be expressed like H cross omega A dagger minus half, or H cross omega A dagger A plus half. Okay, in both way. And the another property of these operators is, if you go to H dagger A, so it will give you the, in the same fashion if you solve, minus H cross omega A, and H dagger A dagger give you H cross omega A dagger. Okay, so can you drive this one? So from this relation you can find all the energy states very simple way. So also this if you operate this H vector on psi n, okay, so this will give you En minus H cross omega of A psi n. Okay, so A psi n is the eigen function of operator of Hamiltonian, right? Because it gives same eigen function in both sides and with some eigen value. Okay, similarly if you operate this A dagger on Hamiltonian operator, then you will find also En plus H cross omega A dagger psi n. So this is also a eigen state of this one. Okay, so this shows, these relation can show that A psi n and A dagger psi n are the eigen state of the Hamiltonian with this eigen value of E minus H cross omega and E plus H cross omega. So here this energy is decreasing when you operate, okay, and here the energy is increasing. That's why it is called annihilation operator, a lower operator, or it is in creating operator, or uh, okay. So difference between the adjacent eigenstate, at what value it will decrease or increase, that is h cross omega. Okay. So the ground state can be found by assuming that the lowering operator possesses a non-trivial kernel like a psi 0. If we op- operate the lowering operator on the lowest, that is on ground state, then it will give 0. Okay. So with this psi naught is not equal to 0. Okay. So this Hamiltonian to the ground state, if we apply like h0, so it will give you h cross omega a dagger a plus half as I write above, so on side 0. So it will give you, if you operate this h cross omega a dagger plus half, so it will give you h cross omega a dagger and a psi naught. Okay. And plus h cross omega by 2 psi naught. Okay. So this will give you the 0. So this lower state will be h cross by 2 omega psi naught. So this will be your ground state energy for the simple harmonic oscillator. In this way you can operate this ladder operator. Okay. So now we come on the operator a dagger a. So this is known as number operator. Okay. So this is also very crucial, the most important role in the application, while the second one a dagger, this a dagger is can be simplified, replaced by n plus 1, while this is replaced by n. So if this dagger one is front, then it n plus 1 or n. Okay. So Hamiltonian simply you can write here by h cross omega, and a dagger is n plus half psi q, then it will be e psi q. Okay. So this is the use of this number operator. Simply you can go in many deep, but we will not go now. So let's come to the first question. This question 1 is a number operator is given by, your options are a dagger, h cross a dagger, C is a dagger a, and D is a dagger h cap, and E is given by x cap p cap, and F is given by h cap and a dagger. So which one is gives you the number operator? So just now I drive and told you that a dagger a equal to the n, that is number operator. Okay. and while this value gives you n plus 1. Okay, so this n is known as number operator. Okay, so the question number 2, a number state n is the of Hamiltonian. So your option A is eigenvalue, B is phase, C is amplitude, and D is eigenfunction. And E is the number of photons. So which one will be right answer? Can you guess?
Sir, I think there will be two right options here because
Sorry,
option A and B. I think there are two right options here. Option A and option
option A and
E.
option D.
E.
E.
Yeah.
This number state. This is the state, right? And here is the
Okay, then option
Hamiltonian.
A is the correct. Yeah, option A is the correct one.
And
Option A is the correct one.
no, state is the function, not the eigenvalue. Okay, so it will be eigenfunction because this is the Hamiltonian. If you say
Hmm.
so, you will operate on this one, then only you will get some, let's say, a dagger a plus half h cross omega, and you apply this n state on this one, then it will give you some value, let's say e n minus h cross omega, and this one, right? So this is the only eigenfunction of this operator, and this eigenvalue will be somewhat like this. Okay,
Okay. Okay. It is operating on that Hamiltonian. Okay, fine, got it.
so question 3 is number operator and acting on number state gives. The options are A eigenvalue, B is phase, C is amplitude, and D is eigenfunction. And E is number of photons.
Okay, sir. I think here it will be the number of photons.
Yes. So this answer will be correct answer because this is number state and it will operate and it will give the one eigenvalue that will be the a number. So here it will count a number operator always gives some number of particles. So here is the photons, then it will be the number of photons, right? So question 4 is ladder diagram. So here is one diagram is like that. So this is the En minus 1 and psi n minus 1. Similarly, so this will be psi n. So this is n minus 2, psi n minus 1, and here will be n minus 1, En and psi n, and En plus 1, psi n plus 1, and this is one step, psi n plus 2 and En plus 2. Okay, here and here the continuous state. So first is given this is A. Similarly, this will be B. Similarly, this will be C. And this will be D. This will be E, and this will be F. Okay, so your question is A is given like what is the corresponding to A dagger 2. Okay, so choose the correct pair for A dagger 2. So your option
Okay,
will
option
be,
B would be the right option, sir.
sorry,
It was given in our previous assignment. Option B.
option B. Why?
Or yeah, because it is a creation of मतलब n minus 1 से n plus 1 मतलब n minus 1 plus 2 स्टेट चेंज होगा, तो that would be the right option.
So it will be B option. That is right, because A dagger gives you increase in one level. Okay, so A dagger at 2 times it will increase 2 level. Okay, so 2 level means En minus 2, En plus 1. This is one combination shown here by B transition, and no other one is like that. Okay, so it will be only increase, 2 level of increase, not decrease. If it will be decrease, then this will be F answer will be right. So that's why
Yes.
it is only A dagger 2 is for B transition. Question B is corresponding to A dagger. So A option is A and D, B option is F, C option is B, D option is B comma F, and E option is D, and F option is D and E. So this is our diagram
D and D.
corresponding to this one. So A dagger is the sorry A is lowering, right? So only one time lowering is D and E. So D and E option will be correct. This F option. Okay. So this question number 5. Choose the correct combination or combinations for a given number state given number state is given by n and its function is psi n corresponding function and eigen energy is En. Okay, so options are A is 1 2 psi 0 to half h cross omega. B option is 0 psi 0 and half h cross omega. C option is 0 psi 0 and 3 by 2 h cross omega. Similarly, D is 1 psi 1 and 3 by 2 h cross omega. And option E is n psi n plus half h cross omega. And F option is n psi n minus 1 n minus 2 h cross omega. So which one is the correct combination?
Okay, so here state 0 on psi 0 is equal to half h cut omega. State number state 0 of on psi 0 will give us half h cut omega, and state 1
This one?
on psi 1
Okay.
will give us 3 by 2 h cut omega, and the general one is state n operating on psi n is n plus half h cut omega.
These three are correct answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because 0 state, then psi 0, and ground state energy is half h cross omega for the quantum harmonic oscillator. And in first excited state, function will be psi 1 and energy will be 3 by 2 h cross omega. Because nth state, the function is psi n and energy will be n plus half. Okay. So question number 6. Given below are two statement in regard to properties of photon number states. So S1 statement is given like n a dagger n, it will be root n n minus 1 equal to 0. Statement 2 is n and n minus 1 are orthonormal. So option A is S1 is true, S2 is false. B is S1 is false and S2 is true. C is S1 is true, S2 is true, and D is S1 is false, S2 is also false.
Okay, sir. S1 is true here. Okay, and I think S2 is also true because the states are orthonormal to each other.
Is S1 and S2 are independent,
Okay, okay.
and D is C is both true and S1 implies S2.
Okay, I don't know the derivation, but the both
So both
statements are
are,
true. True. I don't know the interrelation in between them, but S1 and S2 both are true.
and they are implies one another or they are independent.
Uh, Actually, I haven't gone through the derivation yet, so I can't comment on that.
You need not to go to the derivation. Just see this why this quantity will be 0. If it is true,
Yes.
this is the only condition when n and n minus 1 is orthonormal, right?
Yes,
If
sir.
these are not orthogonal, this integration comes to some value,
Hmm.
finite value. Okay, so
Okay.
this statement is implies on this one, that's why this is 0, or this is 0 because of this these are orthonormal.
Okay.
So question 7 is coherent state is the superposition of A is number state, V is vacuum state, C is squeezed state, and D is odd harmonics, and E is even harmonics.
Sir, I think it would be the superposition of number sets.
Yes, so this is the correct answer. Question 8 is coherent state, that is alpha, is an eigenfunction of A is Hamiltonian, B is annihilation operator, C is position operator, and D is position operator, and E is momentum operator.
Sir, it is the eigenfunction of annihilation operator.
Annihilation operator, right?
Hmm.
State whether the given statement is true or false. So the statement is coherent state has maximum uncertainty. True or false?
Sir, uncertainty in what? In what quantity it will be defined?
Yes, this is the true one. This is true because coherent state has the maximum uncertainty. Why?
So, like uncertainty is defined with respect to some quantity, no? Like delta n, delta phi, or something like that. So, in coherent state, what is uncertain? Like,
Yes. So like this coherent state is defined by this A alpha operator will be alpha and alpha, like that. Okay, this alpha is eigenvalue and this alpha is operator. Okay, so uncertainty, how we will calculate uncertainty? We calculate like x square minus x square and p square minus p square, right? This is the uncertainty we calculate. So we can substitute this x as 1 by root 2 a plus a dagger, and p we can substitute by 1 by root 2 a minus a dagger with I. Okay, so just consider omega is equal to h cross m, all the operators we can using 1. Then what will be the x square? X square will be 1 by 2 a plus a dagger and a plus a dagger. Okay, so this will be around a plus a dagger plus a dagger a plus a dagger a dagger. Okay, and similarly if you calculate p square, it will be minus half a minus a dagger and a minus a dagger. So it will be this I square will be minus 1, that's why. So this will be 1 by 2 minus a and plus a dagger plus a dagger a and minus a dagger a dagger. Okay, so now if you will calculate the average value, so this will be the formula, right, for average x. So this will be equal to 1 by root 2 alpha plus alpha star. So you can write root 2 real of alpha. Similarly, if you calculate alpha x square alpha, so it will come to square of this one. This is r square alpha. So sorry, this will be this value. Okay, but if you calculate the value of x square alpha, okay, so it will gives you first this x will come out, this x square on this alpha, and this will be something r square alpha minus imaginary part of alpha plus alpha mod square. Okay, this will become this expression. Similarly, alpha p alpha if you write, so it will also give you like I by root 2 alpha minus alpha star. So it will be root 2 imaginary part of alpha. So this alpha p alpha square, it will give you 2 imaginary part of alpha square, and alpha p square alpha, it will give you imaginary square of alpha minus r square by alpha and plus mod square. Okay, if now you will calculate the value of uncertainty, that is x square average minus x average square and p square average minus p average square, so it will give you the 0 if you calculate these two. So this will not equal to 1 by 2. So Heisenberg uncertainty principle states that this should be more than a half. Where is the problem with this derivation? think we wrongly calculate alpha x square alpha. You have to calculate this one again, because this x square we calculated this one, right? So this should operate on this alpha first, then only this alpha can be operated. I think this will come to the 1 by 2, the maximum value of uncertainty here, to calculate this. Okay.
Okay.
Like when we are calculating this p square and this alpha square, I think these two are wrong step. We have to apply like this. X square value is 1 by a dagger, sorry, a dagger a plus a dagger plus a dagger on alpha. This value I think you have to apply again. So it will give you around I square alpha minus real alpha plus half alpha mod square plus half alpha a dagger alpha I think this value you will get, and then at the end you will get this value 2 times. Okay.
Okay.
Question 10 is number phase uncertainty relation tells it is not possible to know the photon number and the phase of the wave with the perfect precision, right? So what is the expression for that statement?
The delta and delta phi is greater than equal to half.
0, delta and delta phi is equal to infinite, delta and delta phi is greater than equal to 1 by 2, and delta n and delta phi is less than 1 by 2. So this will be the correct one, right? So question 11 is, if we make quantum computer, so can outperform conventional computer in solving which type of problem? Complexity. So A is arithmetic, B is geometric, C is polynomial, and D is non-polynomial. So this non-polynomial is the correct answer. Question 12 is the widely used RSA encryption scheme is considered to be secure because A, the public key is the product of two large prime number which comprise the private key only to the user. B option is the public key is the product of two large prime number which comprise the private key known to everybody. C is the time taken to find the prime factor of large integer decreases exponentially with the number of digits. And the D option is the time taken to find the prime factor of a large integer increases exponentially with the number of digits. I am not much familiar with this RSA encryption scheme, but the correct answer here is first one and the last one. Okay. Question 13 is very simple. The Nobel Prize in Physics 2022 is awarded to, you know?
No, sir.
Eh?
No idea. I think I forgot the name. I think they worked on some quantum entanglement or something like that.
Yes, alien aspect, John F. Clauser and Anton Gillinger. These are the people, and 14 question is the same for this Nobel Prize is for which it is given. So you are right. This is for experiments with entangled photon, pioneer, pioneering quantum information science. Okay, so these are the last assignment question for this course. Any question from your side?
Uh, no, sir. I have a doubt. Actually, in this week's assignment, okay.
Which one?
This week's assignment, okay.
Okay,
So there is a some figures are given, okay,
okay,
with respect to with time, and in y-axis there is some uh, noise current in units of delta E.
can you share
Uh,
the screen here?
okay, okay, just give me 1 second. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, this question 6. So can you please tell me how to approach this question?
uh, Given below the electric field measured by optical homodyne detection as a function of phase for three coherent states emitted by NdArc laser match the measured electric field profile in first figure, second and third with their corresponding coherent state representation marked as ABC in second figure. Okay, so figure 1 coherent noise compare first figure score. Okay, so what is the question?
It is some correspondence they have asked to draw, like which graph corresponds to which position in this generalized coordinate system.
Okay, so so what is your doubt?
Now, how to approach this question? Actually, in generalized coordinate, what I can understand from here, that the arrow, it is representing the number of photons. Okay,
Represent the number
and
of photons.
okay, like on an average, the average number of photons, it is the
Okay,
delta. Okay, and okay, so like uh, what is interpreted with the width of this curve that has been plotted in the left hand side?
this is the noise function, right?
Okay.
It is written here, like just little bit up. Do
Noise current, yeah, I omega in units of E
yeah. So
delta
this
E.
noise current will decrease as the signal will increase, right?
Okay.
So signal is corresponding to the number of photons, right?
Okay.
So for C this will be third, B this will be two, and A will be first, right? According to me.
Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
And sir, the extra classes that you are telling me that you will take. So, can you arrange a class on from 8:30 onwards, like from 8 or 8:30 onwards, on 28th or 21st of October?
28 or 21st. Actually,
20th.
I have
Yes.
to record this before 20. I think the fifth class is pending. So you told me the topic. I will record according to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that we discussed earlier. So actually, see, you told me that you have to record the classes by 22nd of October,
Nay, 20 by
right?
20.
By
Today
20.
I got the
Okay,
form.
okay, 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 okay. Today by 2019. Okay, Wednesday. Okay, okay. Can we do like this? We can you take a class on 18th on and another class on 20th?
20, 20th.
Yeah, 18th and 20th. Or just one more thing, what we can do tomorrow morning or in the afternoon before like 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. Can you take a class like on 17th tomorrow?
Tomorrow 6 p.m. I can take.
Actually, sir, from 6 to 9, I have to go somewhere, so I will not be present at that time period. So,
After 9
like
you can join.
before 6 or something in the morning, something you can do. Can you take the class?
This is 8:30. Can you do it today? One class
Today?
from 9.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, sir. Then, yeah, that will be fine for me.
From 9 to 9:30. Sorry, 9 or 9 from 9:30. Uh,
Okay, sir. Then, what we can do, like, we can start at 9 and we can continue up to 10:30. I think that would be sufficient for your that lecture.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Then another class we can you take on 19?
That we
19.
will see.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine.
So just remind me on 9 at 9. I
Okay,
will
sir.
go
I will
and
get
take
your
some
call.
food and then we will come.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.